Hello, and thank you for joining Analytics Advantage with Ange, talking to you on a Sunday night after all the games are over from the Week 2 NFL slate. It was a great day for us today. Ended up at 5 and 2, take home a nice little profit. Uh, what I'm wanting to talk about today, though, is the importance of jumping on the Sunday night lines. So I'm already looking at Week 3. Can't dwell on the great Week 2. Got to look forward to next week. Take advantage of what we learned today while it's still fresh in our mind and while the lines are away from the public eyes before everybody else has jumped in and moved these lines all over the place. I can tell you one line that I'm waiting for still has not come out, and that's going to be the Seahawks Cowboys game next week, as well as the Patriots Raiders. I really like the Patriots to come back and win next week against the Raiders. I'm looking to take the Patriots at -6.5 or anything better than that, mainly because it's a great spot for them. They didn't have to travel. They played at home today. They're going to play at home next week. The Raiders, on the other hand, are going to have to travel over. They have not looked great. Cam Newton should be able to take advantage of them and bounce back. And I'll get into more detail on that on AAGS.online as we go throughout the week. My reasoning for liking that play. Seahawks Cowboys, that's strictly a rest advantage position. Seahawks just played late Sunday night. Probably still haven't even gotten on the plane to go back home. They're going to get home very early in the morning, Monday morning. Probably not going to practice. They have Tuesday off. They're going to practice Wednesday, Thursday, walk through Friday, get ready for the Cowboys to come home on Sunday. And then Sunday, when they play, the Cowboys at that point should have had at least one extra day to implement a game plan against the Seahawks. I'm not saying the Cowboys are going to win, but if that line comes out with Cowboys +7 or anything better than that, I'd be willing to take a look at that, put some money down on it, and take advantage of that good rest advantage. As for what's out right now, this is going to be Monday's game, which is the Saints versus the Raiders. Not too interested right now. Miami Jacksonville, truly a coin flip. Who can be the worst? Uh, the Rams and the Bills. That's the first game I want to look at here. So right now it's Rams +2.5. I don't know why the Rams are the underdogs here. The Bills just barely eked out a win against the Dolphins. Now it was in Florida, which is a huge advantage early in the season. Florida teams do great in September, but still, their defense is not nearly up to par. And typically, your defense will travel, regardless of where you're at, what time of year. Those guys are usually what you can rely on. The Rams should be able to take advantage of that defense, and where the Bills are really strong is their secondary. The Rams are great at just running up the middle. Where the Rams are weak is really their linebacking core because of injury. And the Bills don't really have anything to take advantage of that. They don't have a great tight end. Their running backs are still kind of iffy at best. What I personally did, just took this 2.5, bought the point to get it up to 3. You're still at a -124, still very within our price range here. That's great. So that would be my first play. Houston versus Pittsburgh, Week 3. Pittsburgh, their defense has just been amazing. They've been able to stop everybody, shut everybody down, and in Week 2, they did hit a little bit of a hiccup with the Broncos, and I think the Broncos having to change quarterback mid-game kind of threw Pittsburgh off. They were expecting one thing, got something totally different due to injury, and for that reason, you saw Melvin Gordon get some extra points, and just kind of again throw the defense off kilter. Next week, when they play the Texans, Deshaun Watson looks healthy, should be the one helming the position there. I don't see the Steelers having any issue with him. The Texans, the first two games have been passing very short, being very, very conservative. They like to run up the middle. Pittsburgh shut down Saquon. Melvin Gordon was held to 70 yards, and he was really the only running back there on the day for week 2. I don't see David Johnson breaking off any big games against Steelers. And as far as the secondary, the Steelers are amazing. The Texans, even if Deshaun Watson can wiggle around back there and get some extra time, I don't see anybody on the wide receiving core for the Texans that could take advantage of the Steelers secondary. Brandon Cooks is not going to get the job done. Will Fuller may hit a couple long bombs or try to, but that's to me not going to be enough. I love Pittsburgh minus the 5 right now. Obviously, if it goes down, great, but as we get further through the week, I think you're going to see money pile in on the Steelers, and you're going to end up with Pittsburgh -7, Pittsburgh -7.5 by the time we get to kickoff. Giants and 49ers. I mean, 49ers, what can we say? They should win this game. I'm not really too interested. Don't like either team at this point. Titans, Vikings. Titans -1.5. Again, just great line for us right now. The Vikings have not been able to stop anybody. The Packers just did whatever they wanted with them on the field. Aaron Rodgers threw 4 touchdowns week 1. Week 2 they came out and they got manhandled by the Colts. Jonathan Taylor in his, quote unquote debut put up over 100 yards and a touchdown. They can't stop Derrick Henry. And even if they try to somehow slow him down, Corey Davis has been doing his job. They should hopefully have A.J. Brown back, I believe, by week 3. And Ryan Tannehill should just be able to pick these guys apart. On the flip side of that, Minnesota hasn't been able to do anything on offense. They played the Colts week 2. They put up 11 points. The Jaguars offense was able to put up 27 on the Colts, and really that was just DJ Chark and a couple of good shots from Minshew. So I don't think Minnesota has much going either way. Tennessee would really just have to worry about Dalvin Cook, shut him down, which shouldn't be an issue. And really at -1.5, we're just asking them to win. So another line that I really like this early in the week here. Washington, Cleveland. If I had to pick one, Washington. I think you might be able to get a better line though later in the week as you see some money piling on Cleveland. Cleveland does have the rest advantage, so and kind of a stay away from me. Cincinnati, Philly. Really, if anything, I'd go the over on this game just because both those defenses have just been terrible. Uh, both the offenses are, up to par, but the defense just they couldn't stop a nosebleed at this point. It's terrible. Chicago, Atlanta. I'm definitely not touching this. Atlanta just blew a huge game to the Cowboys. Go Cowboys! That was fun to watch, but I'm not trusting Atlanta laying anything. Chicago, not a big enough spread. Chicago has not looked impressive. They beat the Giants without Saquon Barkley by 4 points. And then they eked out the win against the Lions in week 1 due to a drop pass and some mental errors. And I'm not on the side of Chicago here. So again, kind of a stay away. Colts, Jets. Colts, I don't feel comfortable laying 10 points with the Colts. I know they had a good win against the Vikings. Like I was saying, the Vikings are just about terrible on both sides. The Jets are not much better, but still at 10 points, I'm not loving it. The Jets actually do have a decent run stop defense. The 49ers kind of took it to them 1 week too, but Kyle Shanahan and his running back core is going to do that to anybody. I mean, that's what they do. The Colts, while I love Jonathan Taylor, I don't think he's going to have the same success you saw Mostert, Ev, and Jerick McKinnon have week 2. And I think the Jets, again, can't really move the ball, but Indy's defense isn't great either. So, they definitely have a chance for a backdoor cover there. Not looking at this game unless that line significantly drops, which I doubt it will. Detroit, Arizona, another game I really do like. Arizona -6 versus Detroit. Arizona's defense is sneaky good, and their offense is very good, which I think everybody knows. But Arizona just could not be stopped against Washington in week 2. Detroit's defense is not as good as Washington's. Washington has probably one of, if not the best defensive line in the entire league. Detroit does not have that. Detroit's not going to be able to have anybody to stop DeAndre Hopkins. They really don't have anybody that can contain Kyler Murray. Kenyon Drake coming out of the backfield is going to pose an issue for them. They have a hard time stopping running backs who can catch the ball. On the flip side, though, Detroit, they love letting Stafford go to work, but with Patrick Peterson hanging out in the backfield and the Arizona defensive line, holding their own for the most part, I could see a lot of points scored in this, but I don't think Detroit is going to be able to keep it within 6. Maybe you could talk me into it at 7, but right now, this early line at Arizona -6 is something I love. If you wait on this one, again, it's probably going to end up at Arizona -7, a key number, maybe even -7.5 if you if we get there. Tampa Bay, Denver, not touching this one either. If you have a lean on it, let me know in the comments. But uh, I would probably say Tampa Bay, but I'm not trusting them just yet. I need to see a couple more. Last one on the card for right now, as far as lines that are posted, is Chiefs and Ravens, which is going to be the Monday night game for Week 3. Both obviously great teams. The over is actually something I would like to look at. The last time these two teams played, they went over 60. So something I think you should take a look at as well, because Kansas has not been able to stop the run. If you watch their game week 2, Austin Eckler just tore them apart, gashing them for 7, 8, 9 yards a run up the middle. In week 1, David Johnson put up over 100 yards against the Chiefs defense. They just have a really hard time stopping the run. Guess what Baltimore loves to do? Lamar Jackson and Mark Ingram, these guys are they're licking their chops, waiting to get a shot at that Kansas City defensive line. On the flip side, though, Baltimore has not been able to stop mobile quarterbacks. So Baker Mayfield, not good against pressure. That's who they played week 1. Week 2, they played the Texans. Deshaun Watson was able to put up some numbers on them, scrambling around in the backfield, hit a couple deep shots. Really, as long as he kept the play alive, he was pretty decent. And Patrick Mahomes can obviously do that. He made a couple good scrambles against the Chargers today, Sunday. I could see him extending some plays, making some deep shots. And while the Ravens secondary is very good, I think the second they get extended and the second they have to start worrying about Patrick Mahomes running out of the pocket, you're gonna see some open shots. Now, even the best defenses can only hold you for so long, and I like to compare defenses to Floyd Mayweather, one of the best defensive boxers in the world's ever seen. But at the end of the day, he took shots, and that's what's going to happen. Kansas City is going to get in their shots, and probably multiple shots. So if Kansas City gets out there, they have a good game plan going against them, especially with the extra day to prepare. I could see them putting up over 30, and Baltimore, coming in at around 27, 28, going over the total. But I also like the Chiefs +3. If Baltimore does win this game, I don't see them blowing out the Chiefs. I see them winning in a grounded and pound game, keeping the ball away from the Chiefs, running it, grinding down the clock. The Chiefs, fighting, clawing to get back, and maybe losing by 1 or 2, maybe a field goal at the end. But either way, I love this Chiefs +3. That way you get that key number. If they do lose by the field goal, you at least get the push. You're at a -104 right now as far as what you're having to pay. So that's not going to get any better. Just like the other ones I was saying, as we get further along through this week, that number is going to definitely change. I could see that going down to Chiefs -1 by the end of the week. I mean, who knows? If somebody gets injured, something happens, I could even see this completely flipping. So if you want to take the Chiefs with the +3, you need to do it as soon as possible. Like I said, if you go to aags.online, well, I'm going to have articles up there posted as to who I like, what I like, why I like these. But secondly, if there's anything that comes up throughout the week, any details, any nuggets, as well as my own handicapping, I'm going to put all that out there. Again, we had a winning week 2, which puts us in the profit for the NFL season right now. We're looking at about 2.8 units of profit for the first 2 weeks. I want to keep building on that, keep taking advantage of these early lines, getting the closing line value for the end of the week. Like I said, check out aags.online. Try and make us money as much as I possibly can. If you do want to help me out, feel free to hit the link below. It's going to take you to GT Bets. It's going to be able to sign in. Just give me, referral credit. I appreciate it. I don't charge anything. I don't ask that you guys, sign up for Patreon or throw me any cash or anything like that. So if you do want to help me out, just click the link below. Sign up for GT Bets. I'd really appreciate it. They're giving out great lines. They give out early lines, as you can see tonight. So just want to thank you again for checking out the video. Good week for week 2. Good luck for week 3. And everybody have a great night.